Hi there guys, and welcome to Games from Saturn. And today I'd like to thank my friend at SMX Show for this content idea. Didn't realise that was a bit damaged there, but hey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 7 titles out of my SEGA Saturn collection. This being the first title that I actually got with the system. The Lost World, and the only title that I played as a kid actually, as my dad had Sega Saturn, and yeah, I managed to play this only once before. So yeah, the game itself is a side-scrolling 2D platformer. It has some 3D elements to it, but yeah, basically the premise is you run through many different characters, mostly dinosaurs. Got some humans in there as well, so you do get to shoot guns, fire weapons at dinosaurs, that sort of thing, and yeah, you've just got to complete level by level. No save function on this one. It's password driven, like a lot of the old Sega Mega Drive stuff. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the inside. We're still CD format on the Sega Saturn. So yeah, got the instruction manual. Trying not to damage it. These games are 25 years old now. So 25, 27, something like that. And yeah, got the characters in there. There we go. So yeah, that's Jurassic Park Lost World. I noticed that throughout every iteration of Jurassic Park on any system, that is always the picture. That's what you get. You get this red background with the dinosaur, the iconic image of Jurassic Park. So here's one that I have completed. Really enjoyed this game. It's a point and click adventure by Crystal Dynamics. Check out the content on my channel. I did a review of this game. I was rather impressed. It's a bit of a short one. You play as a dragon who needs to become a knight by the end of the day so he can marry a princess. It's got the voice actors from Monty Python in it as well, which was interesting. There's a lot of comedy in there, a lot of dad jokes, right up my street. Give it a go if you haven't played it. Here we have Johnny Bazooka Tone. Interesting concept on this one. You're some sort of rocker. You go through, you got to destroy varying enemies, very musically based. It's got quite a funky soundtrack to it. You basically shoot people with your guitar, or enemies with your guitar while collecting items. A 2D side-scrolling game, and yeah, comes with an audio CD as well, this one. So you can listen to the soundtrack even if you don't want to play the game. You can just listen to the soundtrack, which I found was kind of awesome. Really enjoyed how funky that soundtrack was. Oh, another one that I've reviewed on my channel. This game it's terrible. There's no reason you should ever play it, unless you really hate yourself. It's very Toy Story, but this game actually came out before Toy Story. A Clockwork Knight was it's punishment to play. That's what it is. It's one of those games where you would you're a bit of a masochist if you want to play this game. 2D side-scrolling. There's a lot of clip sequences in it. Everything about it is just bad. Just bad memories of playing it as well. I really, didn't like it. Here's something that's very new to my collection. So this isn't in the best condition, but I couldn't find anything. Another game by Crystal Dynamics as well. They seem to be very prominent on the Sega Saturn. But I had a quick go on it, and it seems to be a lot harder than you can spend, maybe 20 minutes playing it and really get into it. So yeah, at some point in the near future, I will give this a proper go. Sort of civilization building. You get a little village, and every turn, a horde of creatures, whatever these things are, goblins, something like that, come into your village and try to destroy it. And you're the lord who has to protect the village. And once the turn's up, if you manage to protect your village, you get resources to then increase your population, your buildings, your cattle, whatever else, and then you've got more to protect, and it's harder to. It progressively gets harder to protect as the hordes come in. But yeah, really nice artwork. I always like Crystal Dynamics artwork. They really go to town on it, you know. But yeah, it's not a bad little game from what I can see. Bit of comedy element to it as well. Crystal Mud Dynamics again, love the comedy. Okay, here's a familiar brand for a lot of gamers out there, Duke Nukem. What can you say about Duke Nukem now? The SEGA Saturn version has an interesting little bit on it. So it was made by the makers of Exhumed. It had a different name in America though. What was it? It's Power Slave. That was it. So Exhumed or Power Slave, and now encoded on the original Power Slave or Exhumed. There's a game called Death Tank. You have to do a specific amount of things to unlock it. But on Duke Nukem, they encoded Death Tank, but they made an upgraded version of it called Death Tank Zahawi. And it's a 7 or 8 player game. I really want to get a bunch of players together just to play Death Tank 8 player. But yeah, Duke Nukem itself, you know, like it's a 3D shooter. Suppose the Duke is somewhere in the future where the world's been taken over by farm animals that have guns, and yeah, he's got to go rescue the world. A few more things to say about him, but yeah, I'll leave it to the fans and the detractors on that one. And here's quite a recent addition. Now I love Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2, you know, like all iterations of Street Fighter 2 were amazing. You know, I really do believe that Street Fighter 2 is one of the greatest fighting games ever made. It's, you know, it's so simplistic. Anybody can pick it up and have a go, but it's so complicated at the same time. If you are good at Street Fighter and you know how to play a character, you know the classes of character, and you know like you know about hitboxes and everything on Street Fighter, then you know it becomes and you have two players who really know the stuff. It becomes a very competitive game, very in-depth competitive game. But anyway, I have played Street Fighter the movie a little bit. It seems very laggy when you're playing it, you know, like compared to, you know, the standard Street Fighter 2 and everything. Still a 2D platform, a 2D fighting game, you know, much like the Street Fighter 2 setup. But yeah, it just seems to lag. Every move seems very slow and very drawn out. Not like Street Fighter 2, especially the turbo games where it's just bam, 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 bam. This one just, yeah, it doesn't have that same edge to it. Very expensive game for, you know, and as well, just to mention as well, the only PAL game that comes in the NTSC style box. I really don't know why they did it, but you know, at the same time, I think it's kind of cool. You know, I enjoy having at least one NTSC style box in my collection. Subscribe if you like the content, hit that like button, and leave a comment below. And remember, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but gamers are from Saturn.